Jorge, Jorgelt, Seipnuput Kivanok. I learned a new phrase today. Jorgelt, Seipnuput Kivanok. Hmm. You know, I go to find a little picture to put up for my for my thumbnail for my morning thoughts, and and this morning I didn't have anything. You know, I just didn't have anything, and I thought, screw it, I'm just gonna say good morning. And then I see this little thumbnail that says Jorgelt, Seipnuput Kivanok, and and I thought, boy, that rolls off the tongue nicely, doesn't it? And boy, you know, I wish that I wish that I had more. Oh, I don't know what the word is. I wish that I had learned Majad. Um, you know, and I still could. I still could if I had the time. Oh, there I go, living my life as an explanation, not an exclamation. if I if I had more time, you know, to learn Hungarian, and but I don't know what you know what I with me. I mean, I have equal. You know, I'm Hungarian, but I'm also Irish and Scottish. Uh, I'm Irish, Scottish, and Hungarian. But for whatever reason, you know, I took a liking. You know, I don't know if the word is liking, but you know, the whole Hungary side of me has been my big focus, and it's been that way ever since I was a little kid. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I was I don't know if the word is interested, infatuated, whatever it is, in Hungary. But anyway, oh goodness gracious, you know, I there's times that I wish there's times that I find myself thinking that I just wish I had a nice, you know, a nice kitschy Haas or a Sape Lakash, you know, somewhere, you know, a kitschy, a summer house out in the, you know, out in the countryside, and and a nice, a nice home right on the Danube, and life would be good, but maybe in another life, you know, maybe in another life I'll have mm, maybe in another life I'll have the home in Hungary. But you know, speaking of another life, sometimes some of the strangest thoughts come through my mind. Yesterday was no exception. I was driving down the road yesterday, coming back from God knows where. I don't know. I was running around yesterday, but I was coming back, and I started thinking about the whole concept and the whole belief in souls. You know, in souls. Like everybody, not everybody, but there are those of us that like to think that within us is a soul, and when we die, the soul continues on. You know, our being, our sense of being, continues on, and that souls are eternal. You know, and I started thinking, you know, I have this analytical mind, and I'm always trying to figure out how things work. And I found myself thinking, you know, if souls are eternal, you know, if souls are eternal, then when a soul comes into this world via, you know, conception or what have you, you know, is the soul a new soul when it comes into the world? You know, and the soul has to learn. I don't know. It's just kind of a mind blowing thing. You know, the origin of the soul. You know, is the soul when the soul comes into this world. You know, with the birth of a child, is it a new soul, or is it a soul who's just kind of like passing through? You know, I don't know. You know, I just don't know. And if it's a soul that's just kind of passing through, if it's a soul that's just passing through this existence, then does that soul have a sense of being, when when it comes into the world? Just kind of that sometimes thoughts like that, just go through my mind, and it's rather hmm, rather challenging thing, to think about. But I'd like to think that there's a soul within me, and I'd like to think that there's more to my existence and being than than what I have here on Earth. But anyway, we will see, as the saying goes, right? One of the things that I learned, one of the things that I appreciate learning over the years is that you're just never going to understand everything. You just got to sit back and hang on and try to enjoy the ride. That's it. You just got to sit back and just and hope for the best, and from getting from point A to point B. I heard one of the more interesting quotes I heard over the years, there's a lot of truth to it. And the quote is that we come into this world alone and we leave this world alone. I'll never forget that quote. We come into this world alone and we leave this world alone. It's quite the interesting quote, and I can't recall where it came from, but anyway, start of another week. Yesterday I woke up at 3 a.m. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I started painting, and I started doing this and doing that, and I was hell bent to have made progress over the weekend. And last night rolled around, and I was also hell bent on making my house just free of any sign of work. I like to have that nice break. I like to have the nice break between the weekend's work, and the work week. Starting out with the task at hand. So anyway. Hmm. What was I gonna say? I'm struggling this morning with my thoughts. You know what? I'm gonna give you a tour of the house, if only because I've brought you along. You were with me. And what was it? About 3 weekends ago, I think, maybe a month ago, that I had baking soda and hydrogen peroxide on the grout lines here in my kitchen, and then it was painting the kitchen, and then it was the railings and what have you. But definitely making progress. I've got a woman coming over today from Airbnb who she said that she's coming over to look at renting the place for a better part of 3 months, and we'll see how that goes. I'm just on the fence. Part of me wants to stay. Part of me wants to stay here and just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful weather and just rest my weary bones, in anticipation of a nice trip next spring or summer. And then part of me says, you know what? You'll regret it if you don't go down you'll regret it if you don't take a trip down under. And so I'm just kind of torn between the two. And excuse me for talking with my mouth open or full. But I'm struggling between the two, to be quite honest with you. And maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm just getting old and soft or something like that. But anyway, I have a date tonight. I have a date with an older woman tonight. You know what they say about older women, don't you? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a date with an older woman. She's 59, and quite an interesting lady. Her bio, her write up on her profile was what caught my interest. That free spirited, no kids, uh, only the only baggage is that which she packs, and traveling and all this kind of stuff. And seems like an interesting lady. I'm gonna drive the better part of 30 minutes to buy her dinner, and we're gonna go to a town called Punta Gorda. Punta Gorda. That's one of Skip Smith's favorite places to go out and get a bite to eat. They've got a beautiful wharf, I think it is, and you can sit and have dinner looking out onto the water. But this woman is she's interesting in that she only works 2 or 3 months a year, and she works in the summertime, and she works up in like Breckenridge and Vail, Colorado, and she sells I think they're called compendiums or something like that. You check into a luxury hotel, and they have one of those leather bound books with all the different things in the area to do, and what have you. And she's been doing that for quite some time, and she has a well established clientele, and she only works 2 or 3 months a year doing the compendium, and that's in the summertime. And the rest of the time, she likes to travel. So it'll be and travel she has. She's traveled to quite a few places. She was telling me about this trip that she took not too long ago, and at the end of the story, she said something like, "And at the end of the trip, I counted everything up, and I had only spent 100,000 miles, and I think the whole thing cost me $600." I said, "Really?" And she said, "Oh, I'm frugal." She said, "I'm a frugal traveler. I'm a frugal traveler." I said, "Would you like to have dinner?" So we'll see how that comes out. I've learned not to have any expectations. It's natural to have hopes, but I'm not going to have any great expectations other than just sitting down and having a nice conversation and a nice dinner. But anyway, so with all that being said, let me show you the house where it's at right now. I got to thank those of you that have, given me the support and the feedback and the comments and all that kind of stuff. Let me pull this around here if I can. Turn the camera around. There we go. All right. We only got one person watching, but so there's the kitchen. See that little thing right there? Somebody special gave that to me years ago over in Budapest, and I dug that out of my box yesterday, and I thought, that'd be a nice thing to put somewhere in the kitchen. And somebody special gave that to me, and that person may be actually watching this video. But anyway, grab my camera. So it's not finished. I still need to do the finishing touches, so to speak. But there's the view of the living room. The green just came out. Beautiful. Oh, that's right. Look at the 4K TV. I went out and I got myself a 69-inch television, and boy, it looks nice. But this room came out just beautiful. I just absolutely I love the green. See, I got I cut it in really nicely. And then here you got, this wall here. This was what was originally in this alcove here. And unfortunately, this tall candle holder, it broke. You see the little glass holder right there that broke off of there. And I don't know if I'll be able to find something to replace that, or maybe just put a big candle there, like a short round candle or something on the center. I don't know how that would look, but that's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, and here is here's the TV, and it's rather nice, I gotta tell you. I sat down last night and I was watching it, and I went in and I did something like I don't know what the traveling Australia.